All right, so I just came back from vacation. We didn't go anywhere crazy. I haven't been there in maybe 5 years. It's one of my favorite places. It's called the Outer Banks of North Carolina. In fact, while we were there, I was looking at some houses. My wife and I are contemplating on buying a beach house, which will be our second home in the Outer Banks or somewhere else. One of my goals is to purchase a house everywhere I be. So for example, I'm in Orlando a lot. I'm in Tampa a lot. I want to purchase houses there. I will be purchasing another house in New York because that's where I'm from. I spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. I lived there for 8 years, so we'll purchase a house there. These are some of my long-term goals, but that's not the point of this video. The reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because we work extremely hard. My wife and I, we work extremely hard. And for those of you who don't know, my wife is my business partner. I made her my business partner because she's my life partner. When it comes to working extremely hard, you have to know when to play hard as well. I learned this firsthand and I learned this the hard way. For the first, I want to say 10, maybe 12 years of me being in business, I worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was successful relatively quickly, but I wanted to get so far ahead of where I was, so far ahead of failure, what I considered to be failure at that time, that I was willing to work and work and work, not looking at the things that I should have been doing, not having balance in my life. I was willing to put all of my time and effort into working so I could get further away from poverty. So I grew up with no money. I didn't have anything when I first started. And if this was the poverty line right here, I was trying to get as far away from that poverty line as possible. And to me, the only way to do that was to work even more. But in the interim of all of that, I didn't take the time to really spend that quality time with my wife, for example. I'm not saying that I didn't spend time with my wife. I did, but I could have spent more quality time. Because even when we would go out to eat to dinner or we would go on vacation or something like that, I was still working. I was still on the phone. It wasn't quality time that was spent. Same thing with my kids, with my first daughter. When she was really young, I didn't get a chance to really spend that quality time with her because I was building my businesses. It wasn't until maybe 6, 7 years ago where I understood the importance of balance, right? You gotta have balance in your life. And that's the whole point of this video right here, right? So like I said, we work extremely hard. But you gotta have balance. If you work too hard, number one, you'll burn yourself out. But in addition to that, you could hurt the relationships in your life as well. Thankfully, I have a strong wife and she was able to help me balance my relationship with her and my daughters. And, I was able to build a successful business moving forward. I guess I'm saying all of that to say this. The reason why I wanted to shoot this video today was to tell you to have balance in your life. I believe that there's 4 pillars in life. Number 1 being your relationship with God. Number 2 being, and you guys have heard me say this before, right? Your physical health. Number 3, your family health. And then number 4, your financial health. Obviously, your relationship with God is going to be most important in your life. That's going to help create that balance with everything else that goes on in your life. Then your physical health is always going to come before your family and your financial health. Because if you're not healthy, then guess what? You can't take care of your family financially. Make sense? Notice I mentioned financial health last because that's really the least important when you have all your other ducks in a row. I try to take my family away at least 3 to 4 times a year, once per quarter. You really have to have that balance. You really have to, if you're gonna work hard, you really have to take the time, take a step back, take a week, maybe 2 weeks off. When we buy this beach house that we're planning on buying over the next, maybe a year or so, maybe 2 years from now, it can happen sooner. We plan on taking maybe a month, 2 months off at the beach house. We're gonna live there. So some of the things I was able to do this week with my family, we went to the beach. This trip wasn't necessarily meant to be a glorious trip. It wasn't, we didn't go anywhere fancy. The Outer Banks is a beautiful place. It's an island off the coast of North Carolina. It's a relaxing place. It's not like Myrtle Beach where it's a big tourist attraction, This is really a beachy type of community, and if you ever have a chance to go, check out maybe Southern Shores. We stayed in Corolla, or as they say in the Outer Banks, Corolla. We've stayed in Whalehead before. There's a place called Duck. Two of my favorite places, well, three. I like Whalehead, I like Duck, and I like Corolla. Southern Shores is, I haven't had a chance to really stay there yet, but as we drove through there, I did like the look and feel of it. We had a chance to go to the beach. You know, my first time going to the beach with my 1-year-old daughter, Avery. She had a chance to experience the ocean. You know, unfortunately with this whole coronavirus thing, we haven't had a chance to go anywhere this year. But we decided to go there with my mother-in-law. If you don't know, and I'm not sure if I should say this on camera or not, but she's experiencing the same cancer that my mom had. My mom passed away 3.5 years ago from colon cancer, and my mother-in-law has that cancer now. So it was just nice to go away with her. My dad, he joined us. My wife's uncle, he joined us as well. A couple of days later, my brother-in-law, he came and hung out with us for a couple of days. We really had a nice time. It was really the type of trip that we wanted to just go hang out in a house. We rented a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom house, nice game room and all of that stuff. If you ever been to the Outer Banks, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to these types of homes. Pretty big homes, pretty nice homes. Some of them have elevators in them. You know, some of them have movie theaters and so on and so forth. Those are the types of homes that you're gonna rent. But it was just nice to see my daughter at the beach. We had a pool and a jacuzzi that we hung out in the backyard as well. We went for ice cream. We went to town. There was a lot of quarantining. I guess you would call it social distancing. There was a lot of that going on, trying to keep everybody safe from this coronavirus thing that's going on. But at the end of the day, we still were able to enjoy ourselves. We just hung out as a family, and that was our version of playing hard this time. So, like I said, guys, you work hard, but you really want to have that balance in your life. You really want to take the time, really spend that quality time with the people that you love. You know, whether it be your family or your friends or whoever, take that quality time away from work. All right, put work in its place and really take the time to be able to build up your personal relationships with your family, with your kids, with your loved ones. Because at the end of the day, if all else fails, your family is going to be the ones who are really going to be there for you. You know, you don't necessarily need to be blood to be family. All right, I have plenty of friends who I consider to be family. I know we want to be successful relatively quickly, but you don't want to sacrifice, in my opinion. Other people might have a different opinion on this, but from my personal experiences, I'm going to say that it's not worth it to sacrifice your relationship with your family, or it's not worth it to sacrifice your relationship with our Heavenly Father. It's not worth it to sacrifice your health for money, okay? You may think that if you don't have any money. I've been doing this for 18, 19 years. I've been through a lot of roller coaster rides, as you can imagine. But from my personal experiences, again, it's worth it to have balance. So know when to work, and when you do work, you want to have quality, uninterrupted grind time, all right? So even though we play hard, my wife and my kids understand when it's grind time for me. But at the same time, you want to have that same balance when it comes to playtime. Giving your kids, if you have any, giving your spouse, if you have one, giving your family the quality time to build that relationship, to strengthen, because that's why we do this anyway, right? We work hard so that we can play hard, so that we can provide for our family, so that we can do things for the people that we love in our lives. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. You know, let me know how you feel about the work hard, play hard motto that we spoke about in this video. Share this video with all your friends or with people who need to hear this message. Maybe you know somebody who's overworking at this point. So work hard, play hard. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.